Hello, everybody, and welcome to CR Wrestling Commentary on Ring of Honor Wrestling. We are going to do week 3 of the Ring of Honor Pure Tournament. But before we get into that, we're going to do week 1 and 2 comments, because we did week 1 and 2 together, because, we were just catching up. But it was 7 days is too long when it comes to stuff like this. It's too long. So who do you think is the commenter on last episode, huh? You know it's Zemo. You know it's him. And it's been there for a while, but the thing is, we didn't want to read it out of turn. So, see, she can read it, we can comment, and then we'll get into the first match of today's, which was yesterday's, because, the dude didn't have it up. But, hey, we appreciate him getting it up at some point.
Yes, we do. Okay, I was going to bring up the Pure Tournament on the commentary for day 4. When I saw your videos on the 4 Pure Tournament matches, I was pleasantly surprised. I've been looking forward to this tournament for weeks, so I'm so happy to see the Pure Belt come back. If I had to pick a winner, I'd go with Kenny King. I don't know why.
Yeah, why Kenny King?
You have to explain that.
You got to explain that,
man.
Because we can run Kenny King into the ground. Look, you know how we feel about certain wrestlers in New Japan. Kenny King is worse.
Kenny King is worse.
All right,
And hopefully the pandemic made him tune up his game, because he's also sloppy.
Yeah, and we ain't even really going on his game too much. We going on his personality and what he's done, And
he ain't got no fans to be catering to, so
yeah,
we'll see what that do.
When you jack up a handshake deal, you done went way too low. Way too low. So I'm just saying, What's your deal with Kenny King, man? Man?
We love to know. You gotta tell us.
Is Zemo turning heel? Is he turning heel? Is this a heel turn?
I don't know. We have to wait and see.
I think it's a heel turn.
Personally, I would love to see Gresham win. Me too. That's my pick. But he is one half of the tag champion, so I doubt he will win.
See, that makes sense.
It does. King is the only member of Los Facción that does not have a belt. I could be wrong, but that is my prediction.
Oh, okay, I see.
Okay.
To round out everyone in that group having a belt, and yeah, okay, I hear you.
I can see that,
yeah.
But because everybody else is going over the cliff, he ain't got to go to. He ain't got to have a belt.
I ain't lying. Yeah, fuck him.
Ring of Honor's finally got their act together and regain their honor. As soon as I can, I will watch these matches and the rest of the tournament. Thanks, Zemo.
Yeah, man. Thanks. Because, this tournament is great. And I don't think all of Ring of Honor got to do this for every single one of their matches coming up in the future and whatnot. No, but just for this tournament. And I'm really hoping that with this belt, because it's a title, and it's a belt, it should be defended once a month under those rules. That's what it should do. And, it's the prestige. The Ring of Honor could become the next NWA. They could do that. National Wrestling Alliance got a lot of prestige. Ring of Honor at one point did, then they lost it trying to compete with WWE, which is when they went downhill. But don't be WWE. Be wrestling. So we're going to get up on this first match, all right? Get this match. We got Fred Yehai, who is taller than Yehai, versus Silas Young, who is not exactly so young. So, Fred Yehai, great sit-down promo package that he did.
Yeah, it made you want to see what he can do.
And I was like, this dude's a babyface, but he sounds like a monster. All right, he said, look, I can mess you up any way I want. I can cause a variety of damage like a T-Rex. You remember? You remember that?
I do.
A variety of damage. I'm like, well, shoot, there you go. So I was like, okay, he's talking himself up. And it's like, from Iowa and all this. I was like, Iowa?
Like, things are hood in Iowa. I mean,
I was like, look, straight up, I'm in a bubble here. I'm in a bubble, and I fully admit that, so it was burst. But I was like, they got black people in Iowa?
I knew they had black people, but I didn't know.
Yeah, but where they at?
We haven't been there. We don't know.
Where the black people in Russia?
We haven't been there. We don't know.
The people that been there don't know where they are.
Hey, look.
When you can say, I know we have them, we just don't know where they are. How lose black people?
I don't know.
I'm just.
Maybe they don't want to be found, Cedric.
They probably need to not be
They don't
found.
want to be found.
I'm just saying. So in Iowa, gangs, drugs, all that. I was like, Iowa? Because you don't hear about that.
No,
you don't hear about Iowa like that. The only time you hear about Iowa is some kind of political caucus crap.
Yeah.
Beyond that, Iowa is dead silent.
Every 4 years for the caucus is all you hear anything about Iowa.
I thought Iowa had a population of 3. You know?
And then they pulled the shade down on that state.
Yep. Iowa, it ain't needed until it's political.
Mm-hmm.
So he talked about his background. He talked about his wrestling and everything like that. And I was like, wow, I really want to see what he's going to do in the ring. What's he going to bring that I haven't seen? You know, and this is professional wrestling. So it's hard to actually do anything new. Grant that. But you can have a style, a versatility, a way about you, your own natural fluid movement for your own moves that's natural to you, that makes you stand out from everyone else. That's what Silas Young, Jay Lethal, Jonathan Gresham, and others, that's what they have. You can see it. Ric Flair, Buddy Landell, Buddy Rogers, Strangler Lewis, you know, Antonino Rocca, Chono Masahiro, Keiji Muto, you know, all of these people have their own grand style and flow. So I was curious, what's going to be his? And he said the one thing that you don't ever hear other wrestlers say, I can wear you down and cause a lot of damage doing it. And I'm like, I got to see what he's going to do in this ring.
Mm-hmm.
Silas Young talked his game.
Yeah, and I was surprised because he wasn't talking as a heel. Not completely. He was talking like a person.
A person with a little chip on their shoulder.
Yeah, but he wasn't snarling and surly like he normally is. He had a little suit on, you know, a little tight jacket.
We became fans of Silas Young when we first saw him. All right? He's a heel, and we couldn't stand him, and we became fans because of that.
Him and his two low trunks.
Yep. And his overall gimmick, persona, and whatnot, we don't know how real that is or is not, you know? And
his 80s style Tom Selleck mustache.
And when I first saw him, I was like, is that Don Fry?
Yeah, you did say that.
Yeah, because I was legit. I was like, is that Don Fry? Because a lot of similarities. But yeah, good grief. You look at him, who do you see? You can see Tom Selleck, Ravishing Rick Rude. You know what I'm saying? You can see Don Fry. You can see Stan Hansen.
Yep.
All on his face. You know, at one point.
Shirley.
Yep. So at one point, maybe JBL at one point. But then he said, I'm going to cut this off. So, yeah, you can see all that on Silas Young. And Silas Young is extremely deceptive in his style and what he can do in that ring.
Yeah, he's very agile and quick. And he don't look it.
He don't look it, but he is it. And he can get down and wrestle.
And versatile.
I was about to say that. I was about to say he's so versatile.
Mm-hmm.
So we get into this match. We watch this match, and you know, I was like, look, first and foremost, you got to understand, they ain't gonna let this new dude Fred Yehi beat one of their stars, Silas Young. So watch the match.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's like, you know, young lion versus a veteran. You know, you watch the match and see what they can do. Maybe they'll bring them back and all this other stuff. And so Fred Yehi
is good.
That man is amazing.
Good.
Yes. Don't sleep on Fred Yehi. I've heard that name before. I've heard it mentioned, and I can't remember what promotion. I don't know if it was Capital Wrestling or if it was Major League Wrestling, like when we first started watching, just to mention the name, not necessarily see the person.
Yeah.
I can't remember, but I know I've heard that name. In either case, this dude, he knows how to ground. He knows how to use. At one point, he had to pull himself back because he almost went to that amateur wrestling. He got down real low. It was at the very beginning. It was an exchange. He got up like, I'm finna get in there. Wait, let me pull it back. Let me pull it back. He was a little eager. You know, he wrestled with confidence. He knew what he was doing. You know, the match was back and forth. They used each other. They did a good job at actually exploiting their strengths and weaknesses. It was a good back and forth professional wrestling match, and I enjoyed watching it. Fred Yehi got the arm and twisted it up. He worked the
fingers up.
Yes, worked the legs in various ways.
Got into a standing Indian deathlock.
Yep, and Young was.
He had to use a rope break.
Yep,
he couldn't get out. He was all bent up.
All bent up. Put him in the Koji clutch. Had him in it. Young was just hollering. It was great, and then he transitioned that into a crucifix hold. Only for a 2 count. Young started. He started making his comeback, and Young really, Silas Young, you know him. That man can go, and he went because he sure enough started putting it on him. Suplexes, punches, not open-handed, did the right thing, chops, elbows, the forearms, and all this other stuff. He didn't cheat. He didn't cheat. Yehi put some serious rope tip up knee strikes to his shoulder chest area. The commentators didn't exactly know what he was really striking, and I'm sitting there looking. I'm like, he's hitting that shoulder really well. Coleman talking about the face, and Rick Bonnie talking about the chest, and I'm like, that looked like the arm. So
it could have been all of it.
Yeah,
I'm sure it didn't feel good to any of it.
It's like, Silas, what did he hit? He hit it, and it hurt. It was great to see this. And then they both kind of went back and forth, kind of a speed thing near the end, and then a serious, deep inside cradle, and Fred Yehi gets the pin.
I mean, he had him hooked.
It was deep. It was great. I love this competition.
I just knew that I was going to take it home. He got that thing he does into the corner.
Yep. And I thought that was it. And that was an amazing spot when he landed on his feet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I can recall Young doing that.
I don't think
Normally
so.
He just crashes, So Young rested, worked on his flexibility. He looks rejuvenated, and he wrestled like it.
He had a troublesome knee for a while.
Yes, he was working on a bad knee. They still won't give him the credit. Young is awesome. Yehi is awesome. Now, before closing this part out, Cedra she was like, Silas, you're the one that made Gresham a heel.
Yeah, because he was talking about that he was the last one, one of the last ones involved in a pure wrestling match in Ring of Honor. His opponent was Jonathan Gresham, man. He wrestled it straight, he wrestled it clean, and John was the one that had to cheat. And I'm like, you cheated John at every turn is the reason why Jonathan turned heel, you damn dude.
And look, if y'all want to know, that is the mark of a great heel as well. He cheated Jonathan Gresham tooth and nail for about a month and a half. Mm-hmm. Get to the tournament and wrestle clean just to mess with him. Mm-hmm. At that point, it was solidified. I was a Silas Young fan. That was just it. I was already a fan. It's like, nope, now he can't do any wrong.
I'll let you know all the other time of cheating, he only did it because he can.
Yes, like Jay Lethal said. I cheated because I wanted to. You cheated because you have to. Mm-hmm. Yes, this is awesome. Mm-hmm. I hope all of you are enjoying this. I'm smiling.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm happy. Now we're going to get to Josh Woods versus Kenny King. I ain't gonna lie, I'm looking at Kenny King, this still picture, I just want to slap the dog shit out of him. I just can't stand the look on this dude's face. We got to hurry up because he got that, that dead gerbil eye look like Kanye West. Like he don't know his own damn name.
Okay.
Let's roll, y'all. Let's roll. Oh yeah. And Zimmo, I want to know what you thought about the first match too. I want to know what you thought about it because I thought it was great. All right, let's roll. Okay, so now we've got final match: Josh Woods versus Kenny King, and Josh had he opened up the sit down thing, and it was so real, so honest. I like how that's what pays off, and so he did good. He sounded great. He flubbed and was like, "Is that a real thing?" That was cool.
And he looked nice. He had a little blue crushed velvety looking jacket.
Yeah, he was doing really good. And
put together nice.
And then you got Kenny King, you can tell he can cut a promo. I just don't like him as a person, as a wrestler. I don't like him. And the thing is, I don't like him as a person based on what he did in wrestling. And it wasn't a gimmick. It wasn't a thing. No, it was just him being a dick. But again, if I have to base that, then I'm probably not going to like anybody, honestly. But, I mean, he got in the ring. I got to say, I'm going to throw it out there because I don't think he's just going to do it. But, yeah, Kenny King, he looked good. He didn't look so weak like he did before. Because before this pandemic, Kenny King, like he was going through the motions, like he was smelling his own farts and saying it smelled like good fried chicken, watermelon, and peach cobbler. You know? He couldn't do a move properly for Jack. And like Cedra said earlier, the only thing that he ever did great was his damn Royal Flush, which we saw tonight, and it didn't look like anything. I thought he blocked the DDT attempt. It looked like he was going for something, swung him, and then Woods is like, oh, nope, counter DDT. He's like, nope, I blocked that. That's what it looked like. I was like, oh. That's what it looked like. You go and watch that. It looked like that. I like this match. I like the trash talking they did. Yeah. They did a lot of trash talking. That was great. He was like, okay. He was like, ask me. He said, ask me. He doesn't even have anything. And then he applied his own. He got in a good triangle choke, and Kenny used the 3 count, which you don't see anyone else do. They just try to pick him up and powerbomb because, screw the rules. No, in general pro wrestling, this should be able to be done. He rolled him over, used the 3 count attempt to break up the triangle choke. That's smart. Kenny did a lot of smart stuff. There was a point where, to me, they was going to turn Kenny babyface because to get out of a leg lock, he rolled under the ropes and slid out the ring, and they was like, that's a rope break. And Kenny was like, I ain't even touched the ropes. I ain't even used the ropes. And I'm like, man, y'all done messed up, and I was riding their ass too. And then, thanks to Caprice Coleman, to let me know the things that I don't, he was like, in these rules, you don't have to touch the ropes. The fact that you are under them
is a rope break.
It's a rope break. So the fact that he went under them, so Kenny tried to be smart and not use a rope break, but there was no way to get around it. Escaping the ring, basically is using the ropes in general, therefore it's a rope break. And I was like, now I got to walk it back. I was like, damn it. Coleman did great with that. They did great calling the match, the moves, showing how to get in and out of things, the strategy within. And sad to say, I was doing the same damn thing. I can't help it sometimes. I just end up commentating. And it was good. This match was back and forth, and it was good. They both got their stuff in, Basically, Josh Woods, I thought I was going to, I forgot what his finisher was, but basically it's to go to sleep. Yeah. It's to go to sleep, but not from a far angle. It's really at the side of the shoulders. That's really all it is.
But he don't wear knee pads, man.
No, he don't wear knee pads. But he nailed Kenny.
He did.
So they did a great job. Oh, and there was a part where the commentators, brilliant. When Kenny applied a rear headlock or, a subtle sleeper, basically a wear down hold, pretty much to pass the time, probably plan for the next few things. When he was starting to talk, they spoke up so you couldn't hear him. And then someone must have told the cameraman, back out so that you can't hear the shit, And so they was able to get their thing in and move on. And the fact that was a little bit of flubbing because they knew the camera was right there. I think Kenny glanced at it at one point, and then there was there was nothing he could do. He had to wait it out. And when the camera switched, that's when they said a little something, and then they went right back into more stuff. So that was expertly done. That's my synopsis of it. That's what it looked like to me. But ultimately, this match went to a time limit draw. And due to a time limit draw, it came to the judges. And split decision, it goes to Josh Woods. And like Caprice Coleman said, I'd hate to be a judge because that's exactly where I was. Even right now, I'm like, I am really like, wow, It's not about who had the last hold on. That's not it. You know, and I don't know what they're judging on. This, you know, and considering what this sport is, something tells me obviously they knew what it was going to do. You just got to make the announcement, yada yada. But if you really had to score this, if it was a legit scoring, truth be told,
Kenny would have lost.
Yeah. But going on the fact that Kenny was so cunning, he was very brilliant in that ring tonight. That's why I'm kind of like, his counters, his escapage. But the truth is, Josh Woods, he was controlling him in the first like 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
He had him. And then Kenny was trying a few things, but Josh just kept gaining control. Kenny kept trying to outdo him at his own game and kept getting control.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then Kenny finally found his stride, and it was just too late. Once you've gained control of 2/3 of the match, you winning.
Not to mention, Kenny had to use the fist.
He punched him square. That wasn't a wrestling punch, and it wasn't a street punch. It was right in the middle. It was enough to stun a man, but not knock him the hell out. It was right there in the middle. So I honestly look, despite how I feel about Kenny, and not knowing that much about Josh, going on this was a great competitive match.
Yeah, that was the best we've seen him in years.
I would say watch it again. It's good. You know, these two, so far every single match in this you could watch twice, maybe 3 times. These are really good wrestling matches.
Mm-hmm.
And while watching, I have no idea where it's going to go, who's going to win. I've got my assumptions based on certain things. I thought Kenny would go over in this, but he didn't. So, it's surprising. It is. I'm glad. I'm tired, but yawning. But I'm happy about this. You know, Kenny King. If you can perform like this, you know, in extracurricular wrestling matches beyond this, you might develop some respect from me for your wrestling, not you. There's a difference. Kenny King the wrestler, I'll be like, okay, he got his stuff and it's cool. Kenny King outside of wrestling, eat a dick.
But the problem is, though, there wasn't an audience.
It wasn't really a problem to me.
The problem for him.
Oh.
I mean, because if it gets
There's
back
no
to
one to
the
show off
point
in front of.
where there are fans, he spends 30% of the match
He'll be catering to the fans, walking around, stalling,
screaming King King the whole damn match. I don't know about it.
Yeah, that.
I don't want to see that. I ain't gonna say nobody. I don't want to see that.
That's a turn off. All right, that's optical sex repellent. That's what that is. You know, King. King. All right, you can spell motherfucker
exactly.
Good. You know your last name, good. You know, just still, he performed great. I want to see more of this. I can't wait to see who wins it all. I'm hoping it's gonna be Lethal and Gresham. Be a Lethal Gresham. You know, Jonathan Lethal. I don't know. Jay Jonathan. Jonathan J.
Silly.
Oh man, but you got anything you want to say? You know,
no.
What you thought?
No.
Okay. I guess we're gonna get up on out of here then. It's not even gonna get 30 minutes. All right. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this commentary. You know, and I want to know what you think, Zemo. This was really good. This would have been done hours and hours ago, but I did an interview on YouTube. Someone did an interview. You know, I was being interviewed, and it was fun. So you know that happened, and it took a while, and we had post-interview conversations, which was fun, and learned a lot. Found some extra respect, more respect. So I was cool about that. In any case, and this wasn't about wrestling. It was for comparative reasoning and just me, and all that. But this right here, that was good. I can't wait to see more of this. This was great. All right. We're going to get up out of here. So, you've been Cedric and Cedric. CR Wrestling Commentary. Ring of Honor Pure Tournament. Week 3. Thank you for your time, patience, lending your ear. And with that said, good night, everyone.